Bill Belichick did not receive enough votes to become a first-ballot Hall of Famer. He fell short of the 40 out of 50 needed for induction, sources told ESPN. Belichick declined to comment, but reportedly was puzzled and disappointed. But he did reportedly speak to an associate and say, quote, 6 Super Bowls isn't enough? What does a guy have to do? There are multiple sources who told ESPN that Spygate and Deflategate, the twin cheating scandals during the Patriots championship run, came up in deliberations. A voter who spoke on condition of anonymity said that Bill Polian, who was an ardent supporter of Robert Kraft, former GM of the Bills and the Colts, he believed, he told some voters that he believed Belichick should, quote, wait a year before induction as penance for Spygate, the 2007 cheating scandal that cost the team a first-round draft pick. Now, should be noted, Bill Polian was reached out to by a couple of different reporters. He told one he couldn't recall clearly whether or not he voted for Belichick to get in or not.
Oh, no.
But was pretty certain he did.
Oh, no.
And then told another one that he was certain that he did. So, this whole thing is a clown show.
Is this the same Bill Polian who had a first-round grade on Tom Brady?
That's correct.
Same Bill Polian?
Oh.
That's correct.
Is this the same Bill Polian that said Lamar Jackson should be a receiver?
Oh, no.
Or a running back?
Same guy.
That same Bill Polian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I think he also voted Shador into the Pro Bowl.
Oh, no.
Oh,
or thought he did.
Yeah.
He couldn't remember.
I don't know about you guys. When I saw this, I thought to myself, we've gotten to the point where maybe I'm wrong, but we've allowed people to have power or hold up, these sorts of things over a coach or player. And we've seen it before, right? I mean, Terrell Owens, same thing. Like he had to wait. But there's a number of guys that, like, you have people who vote on this that I don't know. This is one of those times when it makes you question everything in regards to who's in control of certain measures of our sport, of the NFL. I mean, how could you possibly not look at Bill Belichick as on the Mount Rushmore of coaches in NFL history, despite some of the things that they've even mentioned, and then allow someone with a vendetta that's over 20 years old? I mean, when's the last time Bill Polian was a part of an organization?
It's been a while. I mean, I haven't heard his name in quite some time, man. I don't know.
And yet he held on to this vendetta for over 2 decades? Like, the last time I could think it was like 2007, 2000. Like, you have to go back a long, long time before there was actually a direct impact on Bill Polian facing Bill Belichick. And maybe he's just being an unbiased, arbiter saying, hey, make a case against Bill Belichick, because everyone thinks that he should be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. But my thing is, this is a stain on the entire procedure for the Hall of Fame. And this is supposed to be, I mean, this should have been a shoo-in. This should have been an easy one. And I'll go as far as saying this: if they're going to hold this against Bill Belichick, have they held that against other, like, Patriot players and people who are a part of that?
I don't know, but what I will say is it's preposterous. The man will arguably go down as the greatest coach of all time. Now, people may want to debate on different planes, different categories of reasoning, but Bill Belichick had the most dominant, outside of maybe the early Green Bay Packers. He had the most dominant run of time as a head coach. Even if it wasn't that, even if you could debate that someone is a better coach than Bill Belichick, you have to debate that coach that's the greatest of all time is better than Bill Belichick. It's a debate. So if that's a debate, then you tell me what is, again, and I've always said this, like, for good or for bad, for deserving or not deserving, what are the parameters? What's the criteria for becoming a Hall of Famer? Please, somebody help me understand it, because if Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, just like people were up in arms, I remember when Warren Sapp was up in arms about Michael Strahan being a first ballot Hall of Famer. I believe Mike was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I believe they were like few people were up in arms about him getting in. If you want to debate guys, okay, he got the sack record, he got a Super Bowl, but I don't think there's any debating whether you're a Hall of Famer or whether you're a voter or whether you're a fan, current player, current coach. If Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, what is the standard of first ballot Hall of Famer? And stand that up next to Bill Belichick and see if it remains valid.
It's a joke. It's just like these people who have agendas who get to control, as Brady said, like how you're looked at in your career, because they can't let go of the fact that they got their ass whooped for a couple of decades. So now they're going to get their get back. Like, this is our opportunity to get our get back. It's a joke. Tony Grossi, who out of Cleveland sent the following tweet out yesterday, said, as a member of the coach subcommittee that advanced Belichick as a Hall of Fame finalist, I am appalled at the leak and the result of the vote. None of the 50 voters knew the result. I'll take it a step further. How about we release the identity of the voters who voted not to have
take them off?
Yeah.
And take them off. Yes, you should be able to be fired and replaced as well.
100%. And
that's irresponsible. I think that's a great point.
Like, this happens a lot in boxing, in MMA, when there's a scorecard that's just egregious, they will sit them down and be like, how did you come to this? Like, explain your decisioning so that we know that you, like, there's not other things going on here. I would love to see, I doubt it happens, I would love to see the 10 plus or 11 plus voters who said, that guy right there who's done something no coach has even come close to, that guy right there is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I would love to see it come out. It's just ridiculous.
I also think when you hear the statements from Bill Polian, I mean, if he's being serious and he's saying, I'm not 100% certain whether or not maybe you're not mentally competent to actually do that then.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like that should actually call into question, you just voted on this. And for such a prestigious award, for someone who's thought of so highly in Bill Polian to be voting on this, you can't 100% remember who you voted for a moment that is legacy, like for their legacy. I think the hard thing too about this is, even for those people who feel like, hey, you know what, he did cheat, and he should have to be punished for this. Well, he already was. Like, he already served that punishment for all of that. And it's over. He's had multiple Hall of Fame careers as a head coach. I mean, this is over a 2-decade span of dominance in the AFC East or in the AFC and going to Super Bowls. Like, 1-6, 1-8 in total. Won 2 with the Giants as an assistant. It's crazy to me that there's certain people, and this happens in baseball too. Exactly, and that's our reaction. It's hard because you have certain people who, you used vendetta, I used vendetta. It's almost like, though, this is the power of the pen. This is what they hold over the head of every player coach, and it bothers me in the sense of, we have the wrong people then determining who should get in, and even more so the fact that, like, this is part of his legacy. And so at a moment when, that portion of his life is done, he's already been punished for whatever mishaps he did have, overcame it anyway, won multiple Supers after that anyway, and you're still punishing him for it? Because how it impacted you? Like, I think we really need to rethink all of this. All of how we go about determining who gets the chance to determine who gets in. It's ridiculous.
I also, the thing that, and it's not to take it a step into the morbid direction, but one of the things that always bums me out is when people are enshrined into a Hall of Fame after they've passed and they're not there to get to enjoy that moment, especially when there's an opportunity to induct them earlier. They haven't played games since then to make their case stronger. And I'm not trying to, speak doom and gloom on the whole thing. Belichick's 73. We don't know, tomorrow's not guaranteed for anybody. And so the idea that you would want to just mess with, and if this report is true and Don Van Natta was the guy who reported on it, if it's true that, Polian was influencing people in the room to say, well, he should have to wait a year. It's like, wait, what? Like that's your punishment? Like what if something happens in a year from now? Like what if something happens in the next year and he's not there to get to experience it or get to enjoy it? And it was all because you knew he was a Hall of Famer. You're admitting he's a Hall of Famer, but no. We gotta slap his hand. We gotta punish him a little bit here, make him wait another year before we induct him into the Hall of Fame. It just the whole this exposes, and now I start to wonder how many guys aren't in the Hall of Fame because somebody does have an agenda against them. You mentioned the Terrell Owens stuff.
That's an easy one.
Like there's probably a lot of players who maybe aren't getting an opportunity to be a Hall of Famer because maybe they were short with a media member when they were doing a post-game interview one time after a tough loss. Like now you have to question everything. Like, is this on the up and up, or did your feelings get hurt while you were covering a player and now you're going to have a red ass about it and then hold it against them for the rest of their lives?
It is a great question. I don't think there's any real way to justify it. But doesn't it bring in the question now? I mean, will Kraft be brought into the conversation? I mean, in some type of way, if you're looking at the silver lining of this, doesn't this now create pressure to respect Bob Kraft? I mean, well, I'll say Robert. I mean, my granddaddy's a Robert. I call him Bob.
Well, how are you going to put like Bill Belichick on ice for a year before he gets in, and not force Robert Kraft to wait? I mean, honestly, you can make the same case for Tom Brady. Like where do you draw the line of who's going to wait because of this? And I actually think it probably has more to do with how he's handled the media than anything else. Like, I think because of his short manner and style and dismissiveness, I think that's more what this is about than anything else. Is people viewed him as a jerk. But he won, so he could be however he wanted to be.
That's what it was. That's what it is.
People put up with like that. That's what
it is. That's what this is.
Because otherwise, you got to apply this same logic that Bill Polian and whoever else didn't vote for Bill Belichick to every defensive player that was a part of it, right? Every offensive player, everyone who was a part of it. It should all be applied equally. Then, if that's the logic that you're using. Because what you're saying, Bill Belichick was a mastermind, everyone was complicit then. You think the players and people weren't going along with it?
He was
the whole thing. And so again,
he was mean to me.
We'll see, but
he was mean to me for all these years. And now I'm going to get you back, Bill.
Think about that.
And you know what? Your get back, your retribution is forever.
It's like
you could get over. You could see Bill Belichick at the Super Bowl, see him at a UNC game if he's still there, see him around town with his chick, and you could meet a different Bill Belichick, and you do not get to take this back. Like you could be like, oh my God, Bill Belichick, you're really cool now. Like, oh my gosh, like were you always this guy? Like you're a really good, and then you're gonna walk away from Bill, and you're gonna be like, dang, like. I was one of the votes that kept him off of first-ballot Hall of Famer. That's an asterisk. And what's sad about it is it's an asterisk for the Hall of Fame because you gotta question the credibility. You have to. There's no way around questioning the validity and the credibility of the process after this. There's no way.
I mean, he gave short answers. It's not like he spit in somebody's face or, like stormed out of a press. I don't remember Belichick ever storming out of a press conference. He gave short answers. Okay, so he wasn't the most cooperative. So that's going to
No, he was an a-hole, dog. Like, he
Okay.
was. They weren't just short answers.
All right.
They were like, you're a dumbass.
Okay, well, look, that doesn't take away from the fact the guy won 300-something games and 6 Super Bowls.
I'm not debating you on that. On God, I'm not going to debate you on that. But he
was mean to me.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing's ridiculous. This is like, is it Happy Gilmore where the guy's got a hit list of people he wants to kill that were mean to him in school, and then he crosses off Adam Sandler.
Billy Madison.
Oh, Billy Madison. He crosses off
Glad
his
I
name.
called that guy.
And then he puts lipstick on afterwards. Is Bill Polian putting lipstick on afterwards when Belichick finally gets in? He's like, okay, now everything's fair now. Now we're on even playing ground. It's the whole. I don't get it, man.
It goes to show you, too, how out of touch, whether it's Bill Polian or anyone else is, with today's society. That you thought you could get away with this? I mean, you thought you could, like, do whatever you did behind the scenes to not allow the greatest coach in NFL history to be rewarded for his accomplishments, and it wasn't going to get out? I mean, as much as they're trying to make this damaging about Bill Belichick,
that's an interesting.
Actually, this is more damaging about Bill Polian.
It's an interesting point.
It comes off as petty and pathetic. And by the way, I know the Polian family. Like, I played, his son coached me, and it is incredibly disappointing to think that a family that I've always held in such high regard, that he would act like this and he would do this sort of thing.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I think that you have to have the conversation of what you guys just stated. Where do you go from here? You can't, everybody should not, like, it should be the highest honor to be able to decide who goes into the Hall of Fame. The highest honor that you could have. And to take it and use it like this in this moment. Yeah, it's a terrible look for football. It's a terrible look for the Hall, and I don't know if there's a whole I hope they make it right type of deal. I mean, you obviously probably have to ride with what it is that you've done and decided. But man, if this would be one time to be like, hey, pump the brakes, we got this one wrong. Let's walk this back. Bill Belichick is going into the Hall of Fame on the first ballot because that's correct.
I mean, it makes me respect the College Football Hall of Fame more because they didn't hold any grudges against LaVar, and he's a tyrant off the air. Like, I mean, it's just like the things that he does, and he still got in because that took precedent
hostile
over,
or whatever else they've used.
I mean, guy walking
angry
around,
black man,
walking around with a double lung transplant, and he's got his breathing machine on a cart in a field, and LaVar's got him in a darts.
I was
choke.
already in the Hall of Fame when that happened, though.
I mean, hey,
Just saying. I'm just saying.